So the CEO of Pfizer, Albert Bourla, has come out with a statement that they've developed this vaccine that's 90% effective against COVID. And he calls it an effective tool in your war against the pandemic. Lies and illusions. Now, you don't need me to tell you that the world is full of lies and illusions, but they have real world consequences. The stock market had this huge rally on the news. When politicians talk about the virus and the response to the virus in terms of war, that is a clear sign right at the beginning that they're dealing in the language of lies. COVID is not our enemy. When COVID first appeared earlier this year, the skies cleared, the waterways cleared, there were signs of immense structural reform to the benefit of peoples and planet. Prisoners were released. They were talking about universal basic income, a global ceasefire to end the sickness of war. Because COVID has an abolitionist agenda, just as plague had an abolitionist agenda when Moses wielded it against Pharaoh to set his people free, to set the Israelites free from their bondage in Egypt. And if you want to frame this as a battle, all the efforts to develop a vaccine are puny and ineffective and futile and stupid and misguided. When Aaron and Moses came to Pharaoh to demand Pharaoh set the people free, there was a standoff, and Aaron threw his staff down onto the floor of the court of Pharaoh, and it turned into a snake. So Pharaoh responded by telling his magicians to throw down their staffs, and their staffs turned into a snake. What happened? Aaron's snake ate the snakes of Pharaoh. That is how easily COVID will consume and dodge and weave whatever it needs to do or mutate. It's completely misguided. Fucking folly! We already have an effective response to the virus, and it's been proven effective, and it's been practiced to effect in New Zealand and Vietnam and Taiwan. It's called contact tracing. But why do something so simple and cheap as contact tracing when you can have this enormously expensive, focus, resource consuming thing of a vaccine? Why? Just hear what the CEO, Albert Bourla, was saying. We're going to develop 1.3 billion vaccines, 1.3 billion doses. You can see the dollar signs just rolling before his eyes. It's the old adage, follow the money, follow the money. That's what the impetus is for this whole fucking thing with developing a vaccine. And it is stupid and futile and misguided, and it will fail. For goodness sake, wake up and realize that the agenda of COVID is abolitionist. And until we overthrow the poisonous capitalist structures that are afflicting peoples and planet, COVID will not release its grip. It will keep, just like Moses sent one plague after another until the people were set free. That is what COVID will keep doing, with increasingly insistent measures and messages until this world is transformed. Wake up, that is what is happening. Throw down the vaccines, they're useless, and have some real measures that help people and planet and species, because that's what COVID is crying out for. And the more that is, and the more those reforms are delayed, then the worse COVID will have to bite.